Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, Episode 11 Thoughts video. I just finished watching the most recent episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I'm going to be sharing my general thoughts on the episode. In this episode, we see May and Daisy butting heads over what to do about Sarge and the fact that they're starting to discover that he's got some Coulson memories. And then we also see Mac, Daisy, and Dr. Benson having to deal with Izel trying to find a temple where the monoliths can be activated to bring her people from their dimension into this one. So yeah, this whole episode does a lot of just a lot of actions in between, or conversations between the different characters, us getting some moments of development. We get Daisy finally coming to terms with the fact that Coulson's been dead this whole time, and that Sarge looks like him, which is really funny because by the end of this episode we see that Sarge is a little more like Coulson than we've even thought already. Like, yes, we already knew that he was made from Coulson, but it seems more and more as he gains more of his abilities, he seems to be becoming more and more Coulson, or remembering more Coulson's stuff. So I really enjoyed that part of this episode, that at first he's kind of fighting it, and at first Daisy's hesitant, but then she's just like, okay, I gotta see what's inside you. Quakes him, snapping his neck, bringing out more of that, and he, then he goes to try and sacrifice himself, telling her to, kill him, and that's when and he also mistakenly calls her Sky, which is like, oh, you call this Sky? She hasn't been called Sky in a few seasons. I think it was in season 2 or 3. So I just love that little moment, that the tiniest little thing to show that connection between Sky and Coulson. The fact that only Coulson would kind of mistakenly call her that, and well, maybe not only Coulson, but that was a kind of unique thing to her, and Coulson in particular he was the one that struggled the most. That was a thing I remember from when she first goes from being called Sky to being called Daisy, that a few times he struggled with that. So I like that that's kind of the thing that sticks out in his mind, is that she's always Sky to him. So I just really like that. I like that they're kind of hinting at we might be getting Coulson back via Sarge, we might not. I like that they're kind of playing it close to the vest, kind of hinting at it, teasing it both ways. So I really enjoy that. I'm really curious to see how exactly this all plays out with him. So yeah, some of the other stuff we got in this, we see that Izel opens up the gravitonium orb, and at first that brings back Dr. Benson's dead husband. I believe it was husband, and so we see that, and we also see at the very end of this episode that it brings back Flint in order to mess with Yo-Yo and Mac at the end. So, and I thought that was a nice little nod, particularly to last season. They had that connection with Flint, and they always felt bad that they kind of left him there in the future to kind of clean up the mess that humanity had made, or that the Kree had put humanity in. It was a whole thing. But yeah, I really like that kind of nod. It was something I didn't exactly expect. I was also just kind of, when they first brought back myself first opened it and Dr. Benson's husband came back, I was ready for this episode to be kind of filled with them bringing back people that Mac and Yo-Yo potentially remembered, but I feel like we'll be getting that maybe more in the next episode or the episode after that. We do only have 2 more episodes, I believe, of this season. But yeah, another part of this episode that I really liked was the dynamic between Fitzsimmons and Deke. I really liked that this time around Deke and Fitz are getting a little bit more, getting along a lot better, and at this time it seems that Deke is the one to come up with the idea to be able to potentially stop Izel's ability to go into people by figuring out that certain harmonic frequencies is how she uses, or how her abilities work. So I really enjoyed that dynamic between them, and seeing that they're starting to get a little closer. Deke's getting the relationship with his grandparents that he always wanted, and I really enjoyed that little bit of a nod. But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts about this episode. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you thought about this latest episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Do you think Coulson will be coming back completely? Do you think they're just kind of giving us a little misdirect? Do you think Coulson / Sarge will be in the next season? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me today. Sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.